When it's all said and done, ranking up in Rocket League comes down to one simple thing: mastering the fundamentals. Now, I know this may sound a bit bizarre when you look at the highest rated players and they're out here doing all kinds of super mechanical things. But in reality, even if players are capable of doing super mechanical things, if you always put yourself in the correct position on the field and you read the game as well as humanly possible, there is very little that an opponent can do to actually beat you. So in today's video, we'll be discussing the easiest ways to improve your fundamentals in Rocket League. Before we begin, I do just want to bring to your guys' attention that I do offer these coaching sessions for free through my Discord, so if you'd like a replay of your own analyze, feel free to join that server, which I'll have linked down in the description, and fill out the coaching form we have over there. Now with all that being said, let's get down to business. This is fine. Good job not diving here. This is a fine clear. Be a little careful of this. Yes, we're gonna have someone chasing us. One of the other things that I'm gonna encourage you to do is trying to keep the ball as close as possible as much as you can. You wanna always look for space, wherever the space is, play the ball that way. Because we wanna keep this guy guessing. The longer he has to question what we're doing with the ball, the more advantage we have. Even if you don't know how to air dribble. You don't have, like, great control on the wall, but if you play it up the wall, like, let's just say I play it up, there's nothing stopping me from just sitting right behind it and just staying close to it and waiting for it to come back down. Because that allows me to maintain possession and keeps my opponents guessing. So, like, even if I'm just like, yep, this is fine, and then, like, just jumping off and getting a single touch, that still makes the opponents think about what I'm doing longer than just hitting it right to them. But yeah, so you can literally just, like, roll this ball up the wall, like, jump up, flip into the ball up at the top of this so it rolls up, and then you can just chill behind it. But yeah, we don't want to be doing this, because now it's like, well, we could have had, like, a 2-on-1 opportunity here briefly, but now we've just given him the ball for free, and then right here, we do not need to go this far back. And the reason I think you're going this far back is because you're assuming that they are going to have control of the ball and it's going to be, you know, coming back into your half. So at this point, obviously, like, we see our teammate has full boost. This guy, obviously, we can't see this in-game, so we don't know how much boost he has. But is there, like, any possibility, based on where this guy is and where this guy is and where our teammate is, that this ball ends up in our net in the next, say, like, 3 seconds or so? No, absolutely not. Cool. So, when there's no threat like this, right? Like, there's no way that this is going to be blasted into our net. That tells me that there's absolutely no reason that I need to full-scale retreat all the way back to my net right now. Because what's going to happen is you're going to rush all the way back there. You're going to get there. You're going to turn around. And then you're going to go, what do I do now? Like, what do I do? And more oftentimes than not, if you rush all the way back while the ball's, like, in your opponent's half, the answer to what do you do is immediately start driving back in the other direction. Because you're way too far out of the play then. So when I see this, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep ball cam on. I'm gonna get on this mid line of boost. Like, being on this mid line, that was good. I'm gonna get on this mid line of boost and I'm just gonna drive normally. And then the second something happens that would tell me I can turn, I'm going to. So let's look at this instead of being in this cam. Let's look at this and fly and see kind of what transpires in this corner. So, like, this ball just, you know, gingerly going into the corner. Your teammate gets a play up the wall. So this thing's just chilling in the corner as you are committing to flipping back. If you were just on the ground here, like, okay, ball's working its way out. Okay, this looks a little awkward. Oh, look, the ball gets popped off the wall with both opponents sitting underneath it. Wouldn't it be great if instead of being all the way back there, we were, say, I don't know, right here? Because these guys also, with their inevitable ball cam on in this position, would have no idea that you were here. So you can at least, like, maybe you don't win a challenge, maybe you don't, you know, get anything overly great, but you can at least apply pressure. Because the problem with being all the way back there is now if we look, teammates on 0 boost, you're all the way back there. You've just given this dude the entire field to dribble at you. The entire field. And if you get flicked, that's a goal. Which luckily you cut down the space, but you would have been able to apply that pressure so much earlier, and again, you end up exactly where you would have been after going all the way back.
Yeah, hesitation.
I actually don't mind this. And here's the reason why, right? So we see our teammate. He's, you know, in their corner. He's in an awkward spot. Guaranteed, if I'm in your spot here, I'm also not going. I'm just staying right here. I'm not moving. And the reason being, our teammate, awkward spot, he's starting to work his way out. If we go, the only result that happens is we 50 it with this guy, A, and it, like, pinches somewhere, you know, who knows. Or B, we win the ball, we hit it off the backboard, and it bounces clean back out. With our teammate here, and now us also on the backboard. Which means it's just a free counterattack. So you sitting here is actually good. Especially if you see your teammate, like, in your opponent's corner, general rule, don't go. Unless you have a wide open net that you have a free shot on, don't go. Because that's how overcommits happen and you give up free nets. Which, you know, bad. This is another one where I think you should just let it roll. Even if it is on target, you also don't have to hit it immediately. Like, you can just turn back and play it carefully rather than doing this. So yeah, just be aware of that, like, when you don't have to immediately make a challenge. Like, right here, you see this bench come out. I probably would immediately just turn backwards, wait for it to get a little bit closer, and then just play it back to my corner. Because that gives me control. The other thing you can do here, by the way, one more thing here, is you could just flip into it up the wall again. Just roll it directly up the wall and follow it up. Yeah, so same two options as before. When you got these balls rolling back towards you, you either hit it and roll it up the wall, or you let it go and control it to your back corner. Those two should be your general path forward. You never want to hit the ball away from you. Either play to the back corner or roll it up the wall. Based on where these guys are. Like right here, it would be fine to roll it up the wall because there's no one there. If there was someone pushing forward, back corner it is. Because this is just a little too loose. And then this is just a panic jump because you don't know where they actually are. So you get this touch. Not the best touch. You probably realize immediately, that's not the best touch I could have gotten. This is where it would be really useful to be able to turn off ball cam and still be able to make contact with the ball. If you turn off ball cam here, you would see where these guys are. You would know, like, yeah, someone's coming. The biggest thing to learn with playing with ball cam off is just utilizing the circle on the ground to know where the ball is. If you can see the opponent coming and then jump and still make contact with the ball, you will give yourself so many advantages over so many players who are just staring on ball cam and who are not paying attention to you at all. If you can pay attention to them and still make plays on the ball, you will become a significantly better player. This is another moment of hesitation. With this, you get lucky that you get the touch. I wouldn't even jump. He is already in the air. If he's gonna touch this ball, it doesn't matter whether you jump or not. He's gonna touch this ball. So you should start to prepare for where that touch is gonna go. Because if you jump now and he gets this touch, you're just leaving your teammate alone while you're, you know, floating through the air, doing whatever you do while you float back from an aerial. But it's just, once you see your opponent jump, just don't jump. It's not worth it. Because if they also miss like this, now you would have just had full control of the ball. Just don't jump if you've already seen your opponent jump. It's not worth it. Be careful of these hard pushes towards the ball. Generally, don't rotate back directly at the ball. Once this is over you, I'm immediately already going towards the right. Because if Pecan is going to score this, it doesn't matter if I'm going back to the ball or not. He's going to score. If you weren't here, like just imagine you're not here. It is so much easier for him to just catch this ball and drive it into your opponent's net. But if he hears Car and then out of the corner of his eye sees Car, whether he can immediately tell that it's his team or not, the natural reaction is to panic. Just because, like, all of a sudden there's just a Car coming at us. And you also almost completely block him from even shooting. So, you know, not great. He actually had to, like, hit the ball around you and jump over you, which is what almost prevents this from being a goal. You almost just completely stuffed this thing entirely. Good kickoff there. This one, you're immediately going to get punished for this, I think, if I remember correctly. Yes. So with this one, this is all about maintaining our momentum. So you get a great kickoff win. This is fantastic. We put the ball into a very awkward spot for these guys, because Pecan has got a really tough bounce to read. But you're gonna land and you're gonna immediately hit the brakes. Why do you think you hit the brakes? Like, why do you think you wanted to stop here?
Because you think the ball's gonna come right back towards you and hit your car.
Follow-up question. What are you gonna do if the ball does?
Oh!
Like, the ball is probably not going to bounce back to the ground here. It's probably going to stay in the air. So what's your plan? Like, what's your plan?
Well, don't point me out like that, but...
So, when you land like this, the important thing is you immediately need to recognize whether you can play the ball or whether you can't. If the answer is you cannot play the ball, you have to keep moving and go do something else. In this stage, I see this kickoff, there is no shot that I'm playing that ball. Not happening. But you know who might be able to play the ball is my teammate who will be coming up roughly somewhere behind me, probably with a lot more boost than I have. What we want to do is find another thing that we can do if we can't play the ball, because we don't want to be useless. So I'm thinking, we see this ball, I'm not involved in this play anymore. I'm not involved with this ball at all. This is all on my teammate. Whatever he's gonna do, I'm gonna try to make it as obvious as possible that I am no longer interested. And to do that, what I'm gonna do is my momentum was carrying me in this direction as I landed. I'm not going to hit the brakes. I'm just going to let my momentum carry me, and I'm stealing this. I'm taking this, and I'm immediately then turning back. Because then my teammate is able to come forward, I have full boost, and I've also stolen some from them. But yeah, if you would just let your momentum carry you here, you also wouldn't get bumped. He's not going to catch you. But because you stop, now he bumps you, now you're slow coming back, and now it's just a race to this ball, which we're not going to win. This is hesitation. I remember this play. You invite the 50-50 when you could have had a clean win. So I want you, on this play, watch what Pakana does here. So Pakana takes the kickoff, right? He lands with 0 boost. You have 100. In the time that you're gonna meander your way over towards this ball, Pakana is gonna go flip over, grab the mid boost, have full boost, and continue to get here to match you on this challenge. If you boost even a little bit, this is just completely free. But you just take your sweet time and end up in a 50-50. If you have the clean win, take it. I don't mind you, like, taking a little bit of time to, like, bait him in a little bit, but once, like, he has that boost and he's gonna be able to challenge you, just go. Just go get this ball out of the way of him. It might be another issue with, like, reading the bounce, and you're just not confident that you have the read. But yeah, just have the confidence, just go. Because you should be able to read, like, the ball once it's here. But we still continue to coast until, like, we're right under it and then we jump. But yeah, don't allow 50-50s when we don't have to. Oh, we're lucky that's not in the net. The back wall is behind you, right? Like, that's the back wall. We don't really care about defending the back wall, do we? If the ball goes to the back wall, that's fine, right? That's cool. Your net's over here. You're currently defending the back wall, not your net. Like, even if it's gonna cause you to, like, have to jump up and, like, play a blocking touch rather than, you know, being in an even 50, it is okay to take an angle that defends your goal. If you jump, like, this way, and then side flip into it, that gives you coverage of your net, rather than being over here, where if he beats you, it's just straight in. Because you're currently not defending your net at all. One of the important things when you go for challenges is you always want to keep your car between the ball and your goal. If you have your car between the ball and the goal, it cannot go in your net. You are in the way. If you're not in the way, though, they can beat you. And realistically, if he could shoot, this would be in your net. But he is a platinum who cannot shoot. So it's not in your net. But yes, very, very dangerous overall. Good control here. Here we go. This is good. This is great. This is exactly what I want to see more of. Exactly this. You don't have confidence to go up the wall, that's fine. You recognize the space, you keep it close, this is all well and good. The only thing you can do better here is wait to jump a little bit more and keep yourself in front of the ball. At the point that we get here, and we're going to be in the 50-50 though, don't jump too early. Because again, what's happening here is you are just taking yourself out of the challenge and giving him the ball for free, basically. Because if you look at this, you're not actually in front of the ball at all. You're over there. So he just has a free ball, basically, and you're not really doing much of anything. So whenever you're, like, dribbling the ball like that, and you're just staying behind it and ready to force a 50, just make sure you're actually keeping your car in a good spot. And you actually get a challenge out of it, rather than just, you know, not doing anything.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Right, I remember this play. So we get the, right here, small pads. I'm already see that that corner's not there. I'm not going for it. If you land and you see that this isn't here, don't force it. Like, if it's not there, don't hope that it's gonna be there when you get there, unless you know for a fact that it's going to be. So, it's not coming back until 38. So, we take this challenge. Yeah, it's 5 seconds away from spawning. There's no way. You're 2 seconds early. And then you just kind of, again, wait. If you had instead, like, I know it's scary to play on low boost. Like, no one likes playing on low boost because we feel kind of useless. 36 boost is all you need. Like, 24 to 36, that's still better than having 0 and sitting in a corner. So you land here. I'm just gonna drive, take this pad. Keeping an eye on the play, of course. Take this pad. Take this pad. See where the play is. Is there a reason for me to be back in net? Maybe. So with that in mind, I see this. That looks a little iffy. I'm just gonna go take this pad. And then I'm back in net. Cause now, if you see the problem, your teammate, has posted himself. So if you're here, and you see this, now when this ball bounces, you see that he's in a bad spot, I have no problem with you cutting this rotation. Because he's put himself in a bad spot. If you're here, you can do this. And you would have 36 boosts to jump up, and that's plenty to make this touch. Or at least put your car in front of it. But because he's alone, and he's just gonna kind of, like, awkwardly jump up, now he doesn't have the speed to get up to it. So yeah, and you're still, like, all the way out of the play over here. So find ways to rotate the pads to keep yourself in the play. Don't make yourself useless. I think that's the biggest thing that I want to, like, drill into your head in this, is just don't make yourself useless. Now, obviously, the gameplay we looked at today was not any kind of high level, but one of the biggest issues players face as they move up the ranks is continuing to make the same mistakes that they made back when they were in the low ranks. So it's incredibly important to iron out your bad habits as early as possible so they don't come back to bite you later on. Of course, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate each and every one of you that made it to this point in the video, and I do hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, make sure you click that subscribe button right down below, so you make sure you don't miss any future Rocket League content. Additionally, if you'd like to be a bit more involved in the community we're building here, make sure you also join my Discord, which I'll have linked down in the description. And as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. See you later, guys. Thank you.